You are being orally assaulted and digitally manipulated by PunkTV.ca, web television for fans of modern rock.
Yes! Give it to me.
All right, I'm Dixon Christie here from PunkTV.ca. We're in the garage of the rock and roll or rockabilly band, The Igniters. They just kicked it up, and I got to say that was just wicked. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Like I said before, I feel like I owe you $10. So,
well, you don't have to pay us right away.
No, I'm taking it in installments with you.
Exactly. Right.
Right on. So, tell us about your latest band. I know that the Crazy Eights were going strong for a while, and now the newest.
Well, the guitarist wanted to do something different or take a break for a while, so he did that. And while he was doing that, we found some more players, to keep what we had sort of going strong. For a while, it was rockatone, and it was like a slower pace, and then everybody else figured we should speed it up a little bit, since that seemed to get the crowd a little more into it.
It's unfortunate, but in order to create a means to communicate with people, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like this, kind of like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
so this is the new album. It's called The Igniters. Can you tell us about this album?
We just had a lot of songs out there that every time we play a show, everybody's asking if we got a CD. Do you got a CD? You got a CD? And we didn't. So we actually whipped that off in a day. One day, recorded it in here. There's a recording studio next door, and he ran a snake into the garage, and we basically recorded it live into the board. And that's what you got. There's a whole bunch of overdubs or anything going on.
That's probably the best way to record a band like you guys. Get it all live off the floor.
Yeah, well, you get that. It keeps that energy up.
It's a little more raw.
Right.
It doesn't sound like it's too doctored.
Were you up on top of your bass for the performance?
No.
It was actually, it was a 20 below outside, so it was
Pretty cold. We were
You'd
getting
see your
our hands
breath in
You'd
there.
have to sit on your hands in between songs to make sure you could play it.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
Note to self: record the next album in the summertime.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on.
The only track that we did on top of that was that we redid the vocal track, because you got a lot of bleeding in the microphone and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much as you hear it is how it was. Yeah.
Right on. And so, where can kids pick it up?
Deluxe at the moment. We will be having that for sale at Deluxe in
Good.
Edmonton.
Good.
Yeah. And then of course at all our shows.
CD release party coming
The
up.
CD release party Saturday, July 7th.
Nice.
And
Starlight.
All right, so what are the songs about? I see there's a lot of tattoo and a lot of car club type of stuff. Tell us about the philosophy behind the band and what the music's about and the songs are about.
Greg writes all the music, and I pretty much just come up with some words for the music that he's written. And he sort of helps me out. And some of the lyrics he's of course written himself. So that's sort of where the inspiration is, I guess, things that are current in our life, I guess, cars and girls and tattoos, I guess,
Yeah, we're all
That's
really
pretty
just
much
like
it,
driving around in our hot rods and
singing about jobs would be a drag. So, like, sing about what you know or what makes you happy, right?
And I've known you for quite a while.
Yeah.
Do you still write poetry?
Still doing it.
Yeah. How many? I remember before you were up to about
Oh, it's just
10 or 12.
Well, I
of those
decided
books
recently
at one point.
to start retyping them into more of a legible thing, and I've got I didn't realize how much I'm going to have to type.
How many
it's going
books
to be
would
a
that
big stack. Oh, there's got to be at least 20 or
Yeah.
more books, or 30.
You're
I
probably
don't
the
know.
first guy that I knew that was actually into the Beats, and I think
Yeah.
I put that on your Facebook.
Yeah.
I think you were into the Beats way before anybody else I
Yeah.
ever knew. Kerouac and
Yeah.
Neil Cassidy
Yeah.
and of course, Charles Bukowski
Yeah.
and Ginsberg.
And that was sort of an offshoot of having heard Tom Waits.
Mm.
You know, it was like a fateful thing. One night I was, you know, you're at that bottom that that you get to once in a while, and I turned on the TV and Letterman was on, and his guest was on, and he was fantastic. And I thought, this guy is really, really cool. You know, you can do something different. Without having to be really obvious about it. You know what I mean?
And there's nothing
Yeah.
before Tom Waits, and there's nothing after that. It's really completely unique in the market.
Well, I mean, there's always, I suppose, been something unique. You know, you might get artists that are going off in their own direction and stuff like that, but it seems like a lot of guys have really obvious influences. You know what I mean? Where you'll get an artist like Tom Waits or maybe like Leon Redbone, and you're like, where is this even coming from? Like, you can get sort of where they maybe would have been inspired at some point in their life, but it's not like anything that was current in the music industry that they said, I'm going to sound like that. You know, and then I guess in a weird way, you could say that's where this whole sort of thing is coming up too. A lot of bands are getting tired of playing just traditional rockabilly or tired of being labeled as a punk band. You know, so they're sort of shooting off in different directions. You know, and in that whole rockabilly or punk or metal or even whatever kind of a label that people have. It seems to be now in this day and age. There's a lot more people trying to do something a little more unique.
Watch PunkTV.ca for all the best modern rock videos and interviews.